Alejandro Benitez. Hey guys, welcome back to We Watch a Movie. I'm Mike, he's Jay. How the fuck sticks are you people doing out there?
It's you so fucking pumped. I love talking to you motherfuckers.
I've been drinking green tea all day.
Shit, it fucking hurt.
I'm jacked to the tits.
Oh my god.
Beer. Fan films. It's something we don't usually do and we won't do often because a very simple reason for it is because I think when someone makes a fan film and they don't have studio backing and they're just doing it for the love of it, because when you do these and you're using actual titles, you're literally, for the most part, not allowed to make money off of it. You have to say, this is just for fun, I'm putting it out there. So these people are putting their own money, their own effort, and all this shit in there just out of the love of something.
Yeah.
So to review it and pick it apart, I've always felt like it's just, I don't like to do that. So what we're going to do with these three, we're going to do all of them in one, and literally, I'm not going to talk about like, oh, they should have done this, I hate that. We're just going to talk about the positives, what we love about each one, because you got to respect this shit.
You can't really fucking say what you didn't like about it, because you do it better, motherfucker. We're going to talk about Never Hike Alone, which is a good title, and it's a good piece of advice. Don't hike alone, because you could get bit by a rattlesnake in the fucking middle of nowhere, and what are you going to do?
With nobody else.
You fucked.
Yeah, that's the first one we're going to talk about, and tons of people. We were too busy doing Halloween Horror Month to really get a review out for this. And like I said, we usually don't, and for the most part, won't do fan films. But these three things happen at once, so we're going to do them. So Never Hike Alone. Fucking wow.
Dude, I mean...
If they figure out the fucking right situation with Friday the 13th, and this director, Vincent DeSanti, is not involved in some capacity, they're fucking crazy.
I mean, I don't think we're giving away anything by saying Friday the 13th, and that's what's happening here. It sets itself up so well. I mean, it's a found footage kind of film with like normal, shaky cam, regular filming in it, but it's shot so phenomenally. I mean, it really does look like studio quality kind of shit's going on, and I couldn't get over the fact that it wasn't put on, it wasn't given to like Sundance Films or something to like kind of get them to look at it, because
rights issues.
It looked, fuck that shit. I really had a good time watching it. That's the one thing I'll say about it, because it does take it. Because if you didn't know anything about it, which I didn't, I just knew it was called Never Hike Alone. I didn't know really anything else going on or going into it. And then when you find out what's really happening, you're like, holy fuck. It just made me feel good. It was a Christmassy spirit that I giggled as I was going on this roller coaster. Dude, there was a couple times I even jumped. Like, and I haven't jumped at a Jason movie in a long fucking time. So I was like, damn, man.
And it's basically one guy is the actor in the movie. Just a couple people are actually in the movie. Basically, it's for the most part, it's Jason and this guy. And he does, like, I don't know if he does a YouTube channel or what, but he's filming himself going on these hiking journeys and like showing the products he uses and stuff like that. And he stumbles across Crystal Lake, and then you know who the fuck shows up. So
Bob Marley.
But for a lot of the film, like maybe the first 20 minutes or so, not a lot's happening. But again, this is a step beyond your typical fan film. Like you said, the way it's shot, there's not too much shaky cam. Like it's really well shot found footage, and every shot that he's doing makes sense. You get why there's a camera on. It's done so fucking well. It'll shock the shit out of you how well it's done, and it gets better as it goes. You can feel this director like gaining his ground when by the time the film reaches its end, and it's just over an hour long. By the time it reaches its end, it feels completely like a fucking studio-made film. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's like he was going to freshman year of high school, and then by the end, he's fucking senior. He's on top doing cake stands, motherfuckers. I know what I'm doing. And there's a surprise. There is a great nougat surprise.
You won't believe what this dude was able to accomplish with the end of this film and the stuff that they reveal and how it goes. It's fucking fantastic. It's for the fans. You can fucking tell. It's 1,000%. No studio could have made this way. They did it so fucking well. And there's shots when the film gets going. You can tell it's not a studio version of a film a couple times in the beginning.
A couple times.
But like I said, it just gets better and better. And by the end of it, it's full-fledged amazing. And there's a couple shots of Jason and the way he's moving through the forest. That they do some stuff with the camera. It's just fucking bad.
Man, there's one scene where they shoot him and he's chasing this dude, and it looked fucking legit. Like, I mean, there was a scene in the remake of Friday the 13th when they showed the power of Jason when he's walking towards the camera and he does this fucking thing, and it was just really quick. They do that kind of thing in this one, but it's done slightly different. but it's just as powerful. I'm like, damn, that looks fucking good.
And Drew Leidy is the main actor in the film, and I mean, you're talking about like how much credit you give like Ryan Reynolds for like Buried, and he deserves it. It's amazing. But when one actor has to carry basically an entire film by himself,
he did great.
And you're talking about a fan film, this guy did fantastic, and he looks like Channing Tatum when he's got the ball cap on, but then when he takes it off, he looks completely different.
He does. He's a good actor. He's a good actor.
Again, we're not going to give ratings for these, but if you guys are a fan of the Jason franchise, you have got to check this out. And I will seriously, I won't understand it at all if Vincent DeSanti is not involved when they actually do it.
There was intense moments that I never thought I would get from a fan film like that, and I got it all.
And you know what? It frees itself from dealing with the counselors and all these people and all this other shit that these Jason movies typically has to do, because it's one-on-one, and the story makes sense for the most part. Definitely, you guys, and there's some shit in here for the fans of the Jason franchise that you will not fucking.
But I also want to point out one more thing. I want to say that I can't give this guy enough props, man. How much time it probably took to film that shit, like just certain stuff. I mean, he probably used a drone at the very end. I mean, I'm not gonna tell you what happens, but there's a scene at the very end how it rises up with the camera, and I'm sure he used a drone or something to get that shot. But just how long it would take to get the right shot, and how long you gotta lay in the bushes and do this stuff without like millions of dollars flooding you in. And without like 100 crew members, but dude, damn, good props to you, man.
It's amazing. So that's Never Hike Alone. Definitely check it out. Next up, we got Halloween Reflections. Now, if you guys have watched this channel, you know that beautiful fucking mask right there is one of the masks used in the film.
You see it?
They sent this to us. Jason Acosta directed this film, and he did it purely out of love for the Halloween franchise. And this is different. It's actually not a film. What this is it's kind of a web series. But at the end of it, people are allowed to vote on what the next episode.
I like that.
We're talking about the pilot episode of it, and basically what it is it's some people saying, I'm not going to get into spoilers on this, but there's a group of people sitting around. They're talking about Michael Myers, the lore and the history of it. And what this does is it flips it on its head. It's ballsy enough to give Michael this crazy backstory that's really interesting and well done. If you look at what they did with Halloween, The Curse of Michael Myers, they did that with that, and then the studios kind of fucked with it a little bit, but there was a fan that originally wrote that film. This is the same kind of thing. They fuck with the lore, and it's really smart the way
they don't fuck with it.
Whether you like it or not, it's smart.
They don't fuck with it to a point where they try to change anything that's going on. They just try to take what they did in Curse of Michael Myers and kind of expand on it. And they do include H2O. They erase that piece of shit's resurrection. Nobody wants to talk about that, but they erase that part, really. And in this universe, in the universe they set for us, is that Jason Voorhees is talked about a few times as like, you know, a fan fiction, or not a fan fiction, but a fictional character, as well as some other, but then they bring up real serial killers, and in this universe, Michael Myers exists as a real killer, as a real person. And
but the stories behind him, there's question about whether it's real. There's a lot of like folktale, like did that really happen? Did this really happen?
But he's still real. Like as far as like he did these things in 1978, and even they go from H2O about what really happened in California, and did that girl really fake her death and all this stuff. Yeah. Dude, they did such a phenomenal job with that, and I think that a lot of people would say, and you know, I think some people might have said something like, well, I don't like the fact that you fuck with this, but you know, look. Again, we mentioned Halloween 6. I mean, Michael Myers and the Halloween franchise wrote themselves in a corner in Halloween 5, and they were so desperate, they were so fucked, they didn't know what to do, that a fan who loved the series created 6, and they took that, adapted it, and made it an actual theatrical release. This is the same way, and in fact that, look, what he does with, you know, Jason Acosta is the director, and he does a phenomenal job. The camera work and shit looks amazing. And what he does with the background of Michael and bringing him to the forefront and what Michael is, he does just as well of a job explaining his origins as anyone else I've ever seen. And maybe some won't agree with it, but I liked it. I thought it was all right.
I dig it. Like I said, it's one of those things I don't know if you could ever put it into pure lore, but as a fan film or fan series like this is, it's really interesting and it's really well written. And you got to hand it to the people who did this movie. Now, whether you like the actors or not or whatever, he put these few people in a room, and I think he told me it was like, I can't remember the exact amount, but there was a lot of dialogue.
I like that blue-haired girl.
Yeah, I did too.
I liked her a lot.
There's a lot of dialogue, and I like the bald dude with the
he was cool too. And especially with the reveal who he is, I was like, ha ha ha, you little pirate.
But these people had a lot of dialogue to go through, and they had to explain all of this in this room in this opening scene, and it was written really well, and you got to respect what they did. This show is littered just littered with Easter eggs all across.
Yeah.
Just like with the mask, one of the guys is wearing an actual Knack mask T-shirt. The mask looks amazing. If we talked about before, if you get the mask right with Myers, you are on the right.
And the mask looks amazing, and the way and on camera it looks fucking scary.
And like I said, they end it in a place where they're going to let the fans decide.
That's the best. I love that.
There's something about the way Michael moves that's a little bit weird, and it might throw some people off. And it kind of, I feel like they don't say it, but I feel like the weird effect they use when he moves has kind of something to do with this new backstory that they've
possible. But it could be just the supernatural thing they were trying to go with. And they did a great job. Everybody that was involved with that really worked their ass off on it. You could tell they really loved the fucking lore and they loved Michael Myers.
And this is the
props to him, man.
Thing you have to remember, this is the first one of these, and I look forward to seeing where they go and how they get better and the things that they do. I've seen them get some hate in the comments and stuff like that.
That's all fucked up.
I just want to say, because these guys, I've talked to this guy several times. We've been in contact with him. You've heard us talk about this. It's true fucking passion and love that they have for this.
They don't have to.
So even if you don't like it, you don't like what they do, I'd say still go give it a view, give it a watch, give it a chance, and watch how they progress. This guy's taking a huge undertaking on, whereas in giving the fans power to decide certain things, he's having to wait until he films an episode and then choosing to write an entire script for this way or an entire script for that way.
And then film it.
It's inventive. It's something new. And you know what? He's making a Myers film out of the love for it. That's that. And the last thing we're going to do, and this is something fucking batshit crazy, Mr. Betty Kruger's channel.
How you doing? How you doing?
We're getting ready to go to Scarefest, I think it was. Or we're going to the Menzingers concert, and I got this video, and it was like a We Watched the Movie fan short. And these guys,
so good.
The channel's Mr. Betty Kruger. I'll put. And the links to all of this I'll put below, to Reflections for you to check out, and for Zalgo to check out, and for this fan short. You can see a clip.
I think they're fucking great, man. You guys are fucking awesome.
These guys did this whole thing with Loomis. The dude did an awesome Loomis.
He did great Loomis.
It was fucking hilarious. I love their comedy. I love the way they did shit. And they made this entire video, like a skit, like we would do, like talk about how long those take, just asking us basically to review this film. And like, how the fuck, like I said, we never do fan shit. How the fuck do you say no to that, man? That was awesome.
Let me tell you something. It's like a Loomis. You come help me if I like. But no, you guys did a great job with that. And you didn't. You know what?
I showed it to my wife and everybody.
Yeah, I've showed it to many people as I could. But these guys, Mr. Betty Kruger made a film called Zalgo, which is a creepypasta fan film. And I gotta say, man, the film is crazy as fuck. It's weird. It's weird as shit. It's not bad though. I think it's definitely one of those movies that it puts you in a weird, like almost like a Hellraiser kind of feel. And that's what I think. I don't know if you guys were going for that or not. You guys also make a lot of references to other films. I felt, you guys even mentioned Insidious, Paranormal Activity, and I felt that. And I also felt the craziness of like, I don't know, Exorcist, and then on top of that, Stranger Thing vibe, like not like Kids or something, but just weirded out and Hellraiser stuff. I don't know. It's one of the more unique fan films I've ever seen in my life.
Crazy. I'll say that. Let me say this about this. It is wacky as fuck, and it's all over the place, and it's crazy. There's comedy in it. There's fucking everything in it. And this movie, if you're just in one of those fucking moods, and you're like, I want to watch someone throw crazy fucking shit at the wall and see what sticks.
Yeah.
And just see some weird batshit, like you mentioned Hellraiser on like some weird peyote drug.
Loves that.
This movie does this. The balls in this to do some of the stuff
so
they
much
did, it's just batshit crazy.
Those balls were heavy as fuck. They almost brought the Eiffel Tower down.
Yeah, and yeah, it's a fan film, but dude, I have to respect the shit out of what you guys did to make some of those effects happen. I don't know how you did it. The sound and stuff like that.
Yeah, and the story itself is pretty dope. I like the story, the bottom line story of it. I think the bottom, what you guys were going for, was pretty good, and it made me feel, in a way, going back to Grindhouse films, horror films like the 60s and 70s, or like that kind of that feel to it. I felt that way. It was pure classic, straightforward horror in a way. It told a very simple, basic story from the beginning to the end. Not that it was basic at all, but just the way that it was told was very basic. It was like straight to it, and that was good. We got this. We got the effect. We got the scares, and we got what we needed. And your lighting effects on it I liked it, man.
I love the green lights.
It made me know for sure I don't have epilepsy. But no, you guys did great. And by the way, I don't know if you guys were going for this, but Father Pleasance, which is the fake Loomis. No, but Father Pleasance, I like that guy. That guy's you're a really good actor, man. I felt like were you guys going, because it felt like you guys were going for like a Loomis-esque because he's wearing he's wearing like, you know, the trench coat. I want that trench coat.
There's a lot of Easter, dude, there's Easter eggs all through this fucking thing. So horror fans, I definitely.
But that's what I was gonna say. The mixture that was the Hellraiser, the Insidious Paranormal Activity thing that you guys got going on, because there's a possession story going on in the middle of it. But it's also the a huge part of it. I don't know. I guess you guys. I don't know if this is your favorite movie or not, but a strong sense, a strong smell, aroma of Texas Chainsaw Massacre, big time. Because you got the dad in the wheelchair, and there's cannibalism kind of going on, and a guy that loses his mind slowly. I mean, dude. I gotta say, you guys really created something that was fucking firecracker, fucking yeah. Like
it's one of a kind for sure. And like I said, go into if you're just in a mood to watch some fucking batshit weird, crazy horror vibe, dark-hearted humor, crazy batshit stuff. Check out Zalgo. We'll put the link down below. Thank you guys for sending that to us. So guys, check out Zalgo. Check out Never Hike Alone. Check out Halloween Reflections. Love everybody involved with all of this. Every bit of it. It's fan-made films. It's fun-ass shit. And just, again, when you go to watch it, remember, they're not making anything off of this. They're doing it for the fucking love of it. And just give them a watch. Give them a chance. That's all I can say. All three of these just fucking special in their own ways. So
you guys blow me the fuck away. All three of you sexy fuckers that directed this. Some of you starred in it. Some of you were the editors. Some of you guys were the whatever. You guys did a lot. You did a great job, and you did an awesome job. You should be proud of shit of yourself. And if anybody gets negative about it, fuck them, because you did something that no one else has the balls to do. And I love you all three of you, all three of the directors. I love them all. I love them all.
He wants to take you into his bunk at night and tell you his secrets, Michael.
You guys want to come over? We got some campfires.
Comment down below. Let us know what you guys think about all this, and definitely check them out. We'll put all the links below. We love your fucking faces, and if you're new to the channel, click that subscribe button to get some goddamn wham.
Fuck, dude, that scared the shit out of me, you poltergeist bitch. Hey, if you guys are looking for extras in your fan films, I mean, we're ready.
We watched a movie. Yeah. We watched a movie. We watched it. We watched a movie. Yeah. You know what? We did a review. We watched a movie.